My name is Sri Ayyappan. I'm president of Oregano. We're a consulting company focused on high-performance business operations for large enterprise clients. We understand what we can do with organic growth, with the capabilities we have, so we need to have a standardized system. Starts with CRM, our marketing platform connected to CRM. How do we price our offerings? How do we define our offerings? And how do we make that tangible in terms of both selling them and also fulfilling them and really kind of create this integrated insight. But as we bring in new capabilities, we need a very strong foundational platform from CRM to our capabilities of how we quote, how we propose, how we price, how do we track our margins and govern things around it. So it creates a way for us to create a strong platform and a foundation. PS Code connected with our CRM, our marketing, gives us a better view of our install base, gives us a better view of how we can price and code, gives us a better view of how we can control these insights and manage the growth collectively.
So my team get involved in all of the quoting and estimating that happens within the Oracle business unit. When we all came together, there was 4 completely separate companies that all previously had their own methodology for estimating. They all had their own tools. Most of them were Excel based. Some of them had some Excel plus, if you like. Different methodologies, different ways of estimating, different pricing, different cost bases, different margin, different calculations even. The ability to force, if you like, us into a single process that we could then use was very advantageous when you're used to so many different ways of doing things, and taking away the pride of ownership of a particular tool and saying this is our tool moving forward. Actually, it works nicely from a change management perspective as well.
I'm currently in charge of people, process, technology, and integration. So before we had PS Quote, we had a lot of data inaccuracies. We had a lot of chasing down data because as these were all coming from different manual sources, often from people's desktops, that's what we've avoided with PS Quote.
So the reason we chose PS Code as our centralized quoting platform, we started with a proof of concept with one of our small business units, and it was deemed super successful. One of the big improvements we made organizationally was to create our commercial success team, which says, ultimately our offerings needs to be 100%, reliable in how we deliver that capability. Our pricing needs to be competitive. There's a lot of things that we analyze in that space. We can see our global costing. We can see our global offerings. So we can actually do analysis on it and continuously offer new capabilities, improve our pricing, improve our costing. So a lot of plays there. I think this capability for us to deliver our commercial success for now and the future becomes real.
PS Quote gives us direct visibility into our as sold margin, a key metric for us, revenue over time, which obviously is for forecasting, and demand planning and the requirements around resources. Things that we didn't really have the same level of visibility of previously. So one of the things that we've done with PS Quote is create a number of template quotes that we can use very, very quickly to create a rough order of magnitude or ROM. We've created a number of different baselines, as we call them, depending on the mix of modules that we're selling and implementing, and literally we can copy them, do minor tweaks, and within 5 to 10 minutes we have a rough order of magnitude that we can provide to a client versus what could have been 20, 30, 40 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, depending on the complexity of the actual project.
One of the advantages of having PS Quote as part of our revenue operations is now we can go back and analyze trends in terms of the quotes that have gone out the door. How could we have done this better? The other advantage that we're seeing is from PS Quote, we can now predict and analyze in terms of the kind of resources we need to staff these projects. It makes demand planning much more cleaner, and we have the information all in one place that we can pull that out. The other advantage of having PS Quote as a system now is it has tremendously helped our compensation team pull out sold as margin, which is a key component for our incentive comp for our sales folks.
PS Code connected with our CRM and with the intelligence that the CRM provides has depth of abilities to actually give you better solution offerings that you can put in front of your clients. That ability for most customers doesn't come with every tool, but PS Code was the best tool that we saw delivered that in an integrated way with immediate results that we could actually see at the tail end.